Hello all, my name is Prabhakar. I'm making a series of videos available to you to learn Amazon Web Services. And in this session, we are going to talk about Amazon RDS. First of all, let's check that, okay, what is the brief about RDS? RDS stands for Amazon Relational Database Service, and it makes it easy to set up and operate and scale a relational database in the cloud. It provides a cost-effective and reusable capacity while automating the time-consuming administration tasks such as hardware provisioning, database setup, and patching and taking the backups. And this RDS, which available in 6 different types. So, okay, so we can create 6 different types of databases in Amazon RDS. So one is Amazon Aurora and PostgreSQL, MySQL, Oracle, MariaDB, and Microsoft SQL Server. Let's check the lab. So in this lab, so I'm going to create AWS RDS PostgreSQL database. This PostgreSQL database, which comes with the many features that help the developers to build an applications and administrator to protect the data integrity and build fault tolerance environments. And it will help you to manage your data, and there is no matter how big your data, how small your data. So in addition to that, it is a free and open source, and it is highly extensible. Let's check the how to create a instance on that. Okay, so here is my AWS management console. So in this console, let's go to RDS, relational database service. So inside this RDS, so we can create different types of databases. So I discussed in my previous slide. So if you go here, so it will allow you to create 6 different types of databases. Okay, so I'm selecting a standard database, and here, so in my earlier session, so I already covered MySQL database. So here I'm creating the PostgreSQL. Create that, and you can select the version. So which version you want to select. And coming to the template part, okay, so if I go for the production, so it will select some high configuration with the more memory and more CPU power. And for the dev, so it's a mid level of high memory and high CPU. So for this demo, I'm selecting a free tier, so which will come up with 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. That is sufficient for the demo. So in this section, so I'm creating a database instance ID. So I'm using it as a Prabhakar DB is DB instance identifier. And coming to the credential part, okay, so in this credential part, okay, username, so I'm giving it as a Prabhakar is a username, and the password is I'm giving Prabhakar123 is my password. So here also I'm giving the same password. Okay, okay, let's check that. Yeah. So and after that, okay, there are additional couple of settings are available. So I have selected it's a free tier, so that's why T2 micro instance is created for 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. And coming to the storage part, okay, by default it will support 20 GB and minimum storage, and maximum it will support up to 16,384 GB. And for the this demo purpose, I don't require any enable storage and auto scaling. So these options I already discussed in my previous video session. And coming to the connectivity part, okay, so I'm creating my DB instance with the default virtual private network, and additional connectivity configuration is very important. So in this section, if you see that, okay, publicly accessible. So whether you want to access your DB instance publicly, or if yes, so it is accessible via terminal, via any DB tool. And so if I select it as a no, so which means that, okay, so it is accessible only within the AWS environment and within a VPC network that can be through via EC2 instance, we can connect that. And apart from that, okay, there is a security groups. So we can go ahead and then create multiple security groups here. Here I'm selecting, I'm creating the new virtual private network security group here. And here I'm using it as PostgreSQL, and followed by security group. Okay. So, and availability zone, so we can select the multiple availability zones. So here I'm selecting availability zone is US East 1E. So you can also go ahead and then create a different availability zones. The default port is 5432, and so if required, you can go ahead and then modify this port number as per your wish. So by default port for the PostgreSQL is 5432. And database authentication, so I'm selecting the database authentication with the password authentication. And for the additional settings, additional configuration, so here I'm creating with the default initial database. So for that, I'm using it as a Prabhakar DB is my initial DB. Maybe I can make it as more granular is Prabhakar initial DB. And go back, and then I don't require any auto backups to enable on this. Okay, so here I'm using it as underscore. Okay, you can go ahead and then put it as underscore. And so I don't require any performance insights on this for this demo. And enabling auto minor version upgradation, so that automatic DB upgradation also not required for this demo purpose. So if I select this maintenance window, so that I can schedule the maintenance as per automatically by set up the some scheduler on that. So as of now, I don't require for that. Once I fill all the details, you can click on create database. So and once you click on that, okay, so it will create a DB instance for me. Okay, here is the instance, and here its a status is creating that. Okay, it will take a couple of minutes for creating and launch the DB instance. Okay, now Postgres SQL DB is available, and it is successfully launched. And if you go inside DB instance, and you can find the various configurations available on that. And here is an endpoint which I can use it for connecting to my DB instance by using the followed by port. And for the network settings, okay, here are the set of VPC and the subnets are enabled for this DB instance. And the monitoring section, you can find that. Okay, so there are 11 different widgets are available. Okay, how CPU utilization and DB and memory and input output operations are going on for your DB. The log and events, so we can find the events and the log messages for that. And for coming to the configuration part, here I can see that, okay, which kind of instances and which are the settings I have used in order to configure the DB instance. And the maintenance and backups, okay, here I can set the some maintenance scheduler and then enable the backup auto backups on that. These tags are moreover for set up the tags for the environment variable, as well as by putting the some of the key value pairs on that. So now let's go ahead and then connect it to your PostgreSQL database. And here is my DB endpoint. There are multiple ways to connect to UDP. One of the ways is that through command line you can connect, and the second way is that you can use any of the tool. For connecting to DB, there is a pgadmin open tools are available. And with the help of this tool, you can go ahead and then connect it to PostgreSQL DB. And here I'm demonstrating that, okay, how to connect via command line. So just copy that. Okay, there is a syntax for connecting to your DB instance. PSQL is the library we have to install on your Ubuntu or Windows machine. Then after that, mine H stands for this is my host or endpoint, and I can put the port and username and the DB. Then it will automatically prompt you to enter the password. Okay, and here let me put all the details. Okay, so here I'm copying all the details. So in terms of host, okay, here is the host, that is the endpoint, and followed by the port is 5432 usually, but I have changed it to 5433. Okay, you can paste it here. And the username I have used as Prabhakar here, and followed by the password. Okay, so Prabhakar and 123. Okay, so here is the settings I have used, and you just go ahead and then copy this entire string and go to your terminal. So inside the terminal you can paste it and then say enter. Okay, so here is a small change on this, and it is not a password, it should be the database name. And the password, it will prompt you to enter the password. Here is a username. Minus U stands for username, minus D stands for the database name. So I can find the database name here. You can go ahead and go to the configuration, and here you can find the DB name is here is a default DB name. Okay, and go here and paste here. Okay, you can copy all the string and now go to the terminal, paste it here. So it will prompt you to enter the user password. Here is my final PSQL database connection string. So after entering that, so it will prompt me to enter the password. So enter the password, Prabhakar 123. So after entering the credentials, so it will connect it to my PostgreSQL DB. So I can check all available databases by using the /tt. So here, as of now, I don't have any databases and the tables are available. So I can create a table here, create table emp, and I'm using the text. Okay. So now the table is created, and if I go ahead and then check that, okay, I have a table which I have created with the public schema. So at the same time, I can go ahead and then insert some data on that. Okay. So if I go here, if I put it Prabhakar, okay, so and the data is inserted, and I can also query for fetching the data from emp. Okay, so this is how we can go ahead and then create a PostgreSQL in AWS RDS, and it is very flexible, and the maintenance point of view and then access point of view as well as administrator point of view for doing the quick backups and for doing a quick maintenance. And that's it for the day. And I hope that start it here. That's it for the day, and this is how we can create a PostgreSQL in Amazon RDS. And so this is very flexible to create and then maintenance in terms of developer point of view as well as administrator point of view for taking a quick maintenance and database backup as well as quick updates on the patches. So, and hopefully this lab give you a chance to work with you on the AWS RDS. Wrong. Start here. This is how we can create a PostgreSQL in AWS RDS and then work on that. And it is a very scalable, and then it is very flexible for the developer point of view as well as administrator point of view. And in terms of quick development and in terms of quick patches updates as well as maintenance. And so we come to end of this lab, and so hopefully this lab give you a chance to work in बार बार ये क्यों ओपन कर रहा हूँ मैं हट start here. This is how we can create PostgreSQL in AWS RDS, and this is very flexible for developers as well as administrators for the quick development as well as quick patch updates and upgradations and taking the backups and the maintenance activities. And we come to end of this lab, and hopefully this lab give a chance to work in PostgreSQL and AWS RDS and the different settings and the configurations on this. And thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next lab. This is how we can create PostgreSQL in AWS RDS, and this is very flexible for developers as well as administrators for the quick development as well as quick patch updates and upgradations and taking the backups and the maintenance activities. And we come to end of this lab, and hopefully this lab give a chance to work in PostgreSQL and AWS RDS and the different settings and the configurations on this. And thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next lab.